So, good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's stream. I'm a commentator, RPR, and tonight we are in RPR round 9 at Monza. Got a few drivers coming out, so we're at the Temple of Speed tonight. So, are we going to see, firstly, obviously we're going to see what the drivers can do round the Temple of Speed, but is there going to be anybody that can put a stop to the dominance at the moment of Johnny Stokes? So Johnny's won 8 races in a row. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody's listening or watching along. But I'm sure it's 7 or 8 races in a row that Johnny Stokes has got in the bag for the time being. But like I say, will there be anybody that can stop Johnny from effectively winning a race? We don't know. We will have to wait and see and find out as we go through this short qualifying session round Monza then. So Cam was the first driver out, so Cam will be the one to set the pace for the drivers. So we'll see what Cam can do. So everybody's also away. Cam's on his lap. Epic's on their lap as well. So is that last kicker. And we have a Red Bull off Freddie as well. Also getting their laps underway. So it's all go at the moment then. So everything's just slowly picking up. We'll see if anybody, see what the pace is between everybody with this short qualifying session. Everybody's looking pretty quick at the moment, pretty clean. So yellow flag in sector 2. El Stefano's just waiting. Hey, let's hope as well. I want El Stefano has got his setup on tonight. So then Cam's coming round Parabolica 120.7, and Epic goes with a 119.6. Little Ash Kicker over the line with a 120.9. Then Freddie over the line with a 120.8. Cherry with a 121.5. Johnny Stokes. What's Mr. Johnny? Johnny pops in a 195. A 195, a 119.5, sorry. So 119 for Epic. 120 for Cam, 120 for A-Res, 120 for Freddie, 120 for Little Ass Kicker, 121 for Cherry, El Stefano with a 142, but we'll be going again just as I was going over GCC with a 124.0. Who's just jumped up there? Mrs. Cole with a 122.0. see how Lattice is doing. So a few more drivers to come through them. Waiting for Scotty and Frenzy to come out. The last kicker, whoa, what a lap, 118.8. So 7 attempts quicker than Epic and Johnny Stokes then. So everybody's roughly coming back into the pits. El Stefano is in the pits as well. There's Mrs. Cole going again. Does have Chubb in front of her as well. She comes over the line. P5 with a 120.6. So great lap there by Mrs. Cole. So then we're just waiting for Scotty Frenzy to come out of the pits. Maybe El Stefano will come back out as well. And put in for another lap. Last Kicker's also back out as well. Going on another out lap. So then, let's quickly, because I don't have the standings with me at the moment, but let's back into the pits. Cam's coming out. Johnny, is it Johnny? No, Cherry's back out. Epic's back out as well. So let's quickly run through the standings from Spa at the moment. And so yeah, out of the 7 races, Johnny has won 7 races. Bearing in mind, this is after Spa. So Johnny's in the lead with 208 points. Scotty's in second with 130. Frenzy is in third with 109. Little Ass Kicker in fourth with 78. Full Air in P5. Chubb moves up 2 places to P6. Mrs. Cole down 1 place to P7. Epic down 1 place. Lister's moved up 5 places. So up to P9. Jaron's down 1. Camera 11th. El Stefano 12th. Arez in 13th. Almighty Evan 14th. There is, like I said, there is a few reserve drivers. GCC in 15th. Womack 16th. Kyle 17th. Woods 18th. Cherry 19th. And Dijak in 20th at the minute. So, like I say, I think that if I've got this right, Scotty up to P4 with a 1:19.8. So, where is the next one? So, Frenzy's not come out yet. El Stefano's done a 1:26.0. Ares looks to be going. Oh, last 5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking. Oh dear. So then, Johnny has improved his time a little bit, 1:19.1. Both Aston Martins P4 and P5. So who's on another lap at the moment? GCC is on a lap, so 2 seconds upon his time. So we'll keep an eye on GCC. Freddie also on a lap as well, I believe. Mrs. Cole is on a lap as well. Cherry's on an out lap. Cam's on an out lap as well. Epic's on an out lap as well. There's just under 5 minutes to go. GCC pops himself up to P8 with a 1:20.3. So Epic then starts another flying lap. So we'll stick off board with Epic. See how it goes. Scott is on his way back out as well. I think Lattice is on another lap as well. El Stefano's retired in the pits. So Scotty Ares is out on out lap. Cherry's still out. Cam's still out. Mrs. Cole's also still out as well. So 3 temps up for Epic. Yellow flag in sector 3, but it shouldn't hamper anybody for the time being. Epic comes over the line with a 1:19.3. So yeah, it is confirmed. Johnny has won 7 races up to now. So can anybody stop Johnny from picking up potentially another win? we will have to wait and see. We'll see what happens. So, 2 minutes just on the time. Scotty is on a slow lap. Does have Mrs. Cole coming up as well. Mrs. Cole's on a slow lap, I think. Chubb's back out. And a few thousandths up on the time. Johnny Stokes is on his way back out as well. Cam's also out. Little Ass Kicker's also out as well. So this could be, with a minute and a half to go, will we see any change? Will Johnny Stokes look to get P1? From last, we will wait and see. Let's ride on board, off board with Johnny then. Just a minute to go. Chubb's just jumped up to P4. So we'll see if there's any change. With the remaining time limit. 2 temps up for Johnny. Now the clouds don't look too appealing to me at the moment. It looks a little bit, the sun's still out, but it does look a little bit grey. So we'll see if anything changes in the weather. So that's effectively short qualifying over. Still a few other drivers out, so we'll keep an eye on them. ARES stays where he is. Freddie. Oh, Johnny. Johnny just loses it coming out of the parabolica of the final corner. So we'll jump into the pit. Scotty's also in the pit. So P6 for Scotty, P7 for Mrs. Cole. So effectively then, that is your qualifying over. Did I just see rain then? So we've had rain. We've just had rain come in just at the end of qualifying. Like right at the very end of qualifying. So is this a sign to say that we are going to get a wet race? Let's wait and see. So, Lais does qualify P1, but will stop P6. So Johnny Stokes will go up to P1. Epic P2, Chubb P3, ARES P4, Scotty P5. Then it will go Mrs. Cole, Freddie, GCC, Cam, Little Ass Kicker, Cherry, El Stefano, and Frenzy. So, what are we going to see in the race? Is there going to be anything that will change it? Is there going to be anybody that's going to be able to stop Johnny Stokes' 7-win streak? We will wait and see. Oh, and we have, by the looks of it, a dry race. But we'll see what happens. Anything can happen at Monza. With the changeover of weather. But like we say, are we going to see anybody stop that win streak? Of Johnny Stokes. So, going through the formation lap, let's get a few changes up. Let's just have a quick look then. So, everybody's on mediums apart from 2 drivers. So, they're 27 laps of racing at the Temple of Speed in Monza. With that 5-place grid penalty, Lattice drops down to P6. So this will have a little bit of a change, I think, but we will see. Let's just see what happens. Let's see if we can have, as we always do in RPR, a race to remember before we go into the Christmas week break. And we'll see how things change at the moment. So, clean formation lap by everybody. We'll just wait for the drivers to line up then and get on the grid, and then we can start with the 5 lights and get this race underway. So here we go then. We've got 4, 5 red lights. Lights are out, and we are underway for lap 1 of RPR Monday Night Racing in Monza. I'm your commentator RL Cairo, and it looks like Epic gets the better start on Johnny going into turn 1. So Epic takes the lead of the race. Lattice has made up 3 places already on the start. We've got Chubb at the back. Maybe a little bit of contact at the start. If Chubb does have a little bit of wing damage. Well, hopefully that it doesn't affect Chubb too much. Scotty's up a place. Mrs. Kyle's up 2 places as well. Freddie still with 2 places. GCC up 2. Cam up 2. Arez down 6. Arez got damage on that Mercedes. He's got a little bit of front wing damage. So they're back to the top then. Epic leads from Johnny, with Lattice on the heels of Johnny as well. Timing boards are all over the place, but I know that Scotty isn't, or well, Scotty, Lattice and Johnny isn't a minute and 23 behind, but it will change over hopefully in the next couple of laps. But Epic control at the moment. Mrs. Cole's made a lovely move on Scotty there. So Scotty down back to P5 where he started. It does have Freddie hot on his heels as well. We've got both the Alfa Romeo drivers fighting as well. Frenzy makes that move. Oh, excuse me, Frenzy makes that move. Look, pretty much easy. So let's go back up to the top. Top three are slowly building the gap. The gap shouldn't be that much, as Johnny sets fastest lap of the race. So timing lines are backwards of 3 seconds. Frenzy sets fastest lap of the race. Scotty's looking to make a move going into the first chicane into turn 1 on Mrs. Cole, but Mrs. Cole closes the door on Scotty there. So nice defending there from Mrs. Cole on Scotty. Top three are still closer together. Scotty's looking to go around the outside of Mrs. Cole going into the second lot of chicanes. Gets the move done then, so Scotty up to P4, but Mrs. Cole's looking to come back. Going through the first Lesmo. Gets that move back from Scotty. Scotty will have the DRS. Freddie on the heels as well of Scotty. Johnny Stokes and Lattice are battling it out. Don't want to miss that. Mrs. Cole still keeps that position from Scotty. So Lattice now up 4 places. Lattice wants this lead of the race. So we'll keep an eye on that gap between Lattice and Epic. So coming down the start of them, the straight. DRS wide open. And Mrs. Cole's in the pits. Front wing change for Mrs. Cole then in the pits. So probably picked up a little bit of damage at the start of the race. Scotty battling with Cam. Cam gets the move done on Scotty going to the first lot of chicanes. So Scotty down 2 places at the moment. Lattice hot on the heels of Epic now as well. Scotty's got the move done. I think Cam a little bit is missing this. Lattice has already made the move on Epic, but Epic tailing Lattice going down to Parabolica. Now, who's going to get the DRS? Will it be Epic or will it be Lattice that will get it? It looks like Lattice has got DRS. Johnny still with it, still with the top 2 up in front. Lattice goes for the move, tries to get it, but Epic comes back out in the lead. Great move there by Epic on Lattice through the first chicanes. Now going through to the second chicanes. Who's going to be last of the late breakers? Epic still maintains that lead then, going up to the first lot of the Lesmos there then. So Little Ash Kicker's also in the pits as well. Let's quickly have a look. Out the battles, out the back. Freddy's got Frenzy behind him. Frenzy and Epic and Lattice changing over positions again. Lattice takes the lead of this race. Are we going to see another battle between the top three again, or will Lattice look to try and pull a gap from the top two? Johnny Stokes now on the rear of Epic. Gets the move done down the straight. Going into the first chicane. Thought Epic was looking to make a move then. Freddy loses 2 places there to Scotty and Frenzy. Frenzy at the moment up 10 positions. So Frenzy doing pretty well at the moment. Epic back down to P3. Johnny Stokes looking to chase down Lattice. At the moment we've still got the battle between Freddy, Scotty and Frenzy. GCC just can see them Alstafar now. Racing his own race. Chubb in P10, Mrs. Cole P11 with a front wing change. And obviously that 5-second penalty. Little ass kicker on a set of softs. A-Res in 13th, Salon Mediums. Cherry in 14th. Johnny Stokes sets the fastest lap of the race, but he's still closing Lattice in down the straight. Scotty already making a move on Frenzy. Is Freddy also going to make a move going into the first lot of chicanes? I think Freddy has made that move stick, so great move there by Freddy on those harder compounded tyres. Frenzy's looking to come back, going through the second chicane, but Freddy closes the door on Frenzy, going through that second lot of chicanes and then through to the Lesmos. And whoa, virtual safety car. That was close there. That was close there. Contact there, near enough between Frenzy and GCC, but it didn't seem to be. There was no contact between GCC and Frenzy at all. So I don't know what the game's doing there, but that didn't look like to be any contact between those two drivers. Lattice has got a gap of 1.1 to Johnny, 1.4 between Epic and Johnny as well. Johnny's picking up the pace and closing that gap. 7 seconds in front of the top 3 from Scotty to Epic, Johnny and Lattice. Johnny's got that gap down again. So Johnny's back into DRS range of Lattice. Comes on the back of GCC. Cherry and Frenzy, swapping over French. Cherry's had a little bit of a spin by the looks of it. So the gap again is closing again between the top two. So Johnny Stokes again looking to crawl Lattice in. Is Johnny within DRS Award? Johnny runs a little bit wide there. Loses some time to Lattice, so the gap goes up. Scotty's looking to close that gap down as well. So back up to the top then. It is pretty sort of close. The gap is substantial between Johnny and Lattice, but Lattice is controlling the pace at the moment. Scotty also controlling the pace. Frenzy sets the fastest lap of the race on those softer compound tyres. So Frenzy's probably looking to pick up some pace at the moment, and we'll see where things go. Up to now, Cam can still see GCC also as well. Johnny is still looking at that gap as well. So it's only 1.5 at the moment between Johnny and Lattice. Gap slowly pulling that little gap to Epic as well. But it's only lap 11, so anything else could happen. Anything can happen with the rest of the remaining laps that are going. So who's closest still? So Cam's still there with, or in the midst of GCC, but the gap's just pulled up that little bit. Lattice again though, still keeping that gap at a roughly sub 1.7, 1.8 on that. I think Cam's just put a little bit more of a gap, or a little bit more time from GCC. We do see Frenzy and Ares. So Johnny, so out of the top three, Johnny and Epic are the first ones to pit. Scotty continues on, goes through. Freddie continues on and goes through. Johnny and Epic will come out just in front of El Stefano. So Johnny and Epic then are now on, okay, hard tyres till the end. 12.5 second gap Lattice has got on Scotty. Not sure what the pit lane loss is from going into the pits, but Lattice is going to continue on from or continue going. Scotty's also going to continue going. Freddie will continue going as well, because Freddie's on the harder compounded tyres, so won't need to pit yet. GCC's also continuing on. El Stefano into the pits. El Stefano and Arez and Frenzy swapping places over. Frenzy's up to P11 at the moment on a set of soft tyres. Potentially we'll have to pit again. Cameron picks himself up a 3-second time penalty. Cherry is out of the race. Who else picked up a penalty? Was it Freddie? I think Freddie picked up a penalty as well. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. Is that Freddie? Oh, what's happened to Freddie? No wing damage for Freddie. Is under attack from Johnny. Johnny gets the move done. So no, there's no damage on the front wing of the Red Bull of Freddie. But what about we've got ongoing at the moment here? Johnny Stokes up to P4, Freddie up to P5. Epic's also caught up with this pack as well. Oh, a little bit of contact between Cam and Epic there. Epic losing a little bit of front wing. So let's hope Epic doesn't lose too much time there with that front wing damage. Lais still continuing on. Scotty will do the same as well. Is there anything that's going to change? Can't really see too many clouds forming at the moment, but that wing damage on Epic's car isn't really giving him any problems. So he's made the move on Freddie. Will Freddie look to come back at Epic coming out of the Lesmos? Not at the moment. Johnny Stokes out on the back of GCC. Go around the outside. Going through the third lot of the chicanes. So Johnny is feeling or picking up the pace again. 120.5. Epic also closing in, comes into the pits as well. Freddie still on the rear of Epic as well. Little ash kick at a miss as Carl move up a position each. With Cam going into the pits. Frenzy also moves up as well. Last kickers on the rear. Almost just called Epic's looking to go and make a move here on GCC going through first Lesmo. Gets the move done. Cam picks himself up a 3-second time penalty there as well. Is Freddie looking to make a move? Freddie makes the move as well. So Freddie up to P5 at the moment. So Lattice. This is going to be really, really close. This is going to be really close. Johnny takes the lead of the race. So Lice will come out. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. Ah, okay, Scotty's done the same as well. So, Lice is going to be pretty much flying. 10 laps on those tyres, can it be done? I'm possibly sure it can. Possibly sure. It will. See how Scotty's doing. Scotty's doing alright. Little ass kicker has got Mrs. Call on the rear of his car. Lice makes the move on Epic. Going into turn 1, so that gap, we'll keep an eye on that gap. The last kicker pits Mrs. Call, then bumps up to P5. So now we'll see how things go so far at the moment. Freddie's come out on a set of medium tyres. So let's have a look at Freddie and Cam are going at it. So Freddie potentially may be looking at a move going up to Ascari. If not Ascari, then maybe Lattice sets fastest lap of the race, and maybe down the straight towards Parabolica. We'll have to wait and see. Keep an eye on that, but the gap between Lattice and Johnny Stokes now is just under a second. Are we going to see, or will we see? We've got Little Ass Kicker and Chubb fighting it out at the back. Franzi will drop down 2 positions. GCC Cam and Freddie are pretty close together as well. So there's a little battle there. Let's just jump back up to the top and list it. Lattice, is on the rear of Johnny. Who's going to be the last of the late breakers? Lice does get the move done on Johnny. So Lice will now potentially pull a gap. On Johnny. Mrs. Cole into the pits. I reckon she'll go for a set of soft tyres and getting rid of the penalty that she's got as well. Just a set of soft tyres for Mrs. Cole then. A gap already of 1.4 for Lattice. Gap's 6.8 gap at the moment for Johnny and Epic, between Scotty and Epic. So with 6 laps to go, still anything could change, anything could happen. But at the moment, the race has been quite decent. We've still got battles happening at the back as well. We did lose Cherry in the pits. They retired into the pits. We've still got the battle going on between GCC, Cam and Freddie. Little ash kicker on the rear of Chubb. But Chubb still standing tall and not giving that position up too easily there for Little Ash Kicker. So Little Ash Kicker may make a move probably before Ascari. We'll see what Chubb can do though. Both drivers are on different tyres, but that doesn't really change anything. The last kicker still on the rear of Chubb, going round the parabolica. Can let last kicker get a nice exit out of the parabolica with DRS wide open, going down the main straight. Gets that little bit closer, moves to the inside of Chubb. Shuts the door on Chubb as well, going into the first chicane. Great move there by Little Ash Kicker on Chubb. So Little Ash Kicker will probably look to build a gap now then, but then Chubb on those soft tyres could potentially come back as well. But what a gap that Lattice has already made. On Johnny Stokes. Chubb picks up a 3-second time penalty. At the moment, Scotty has got that gap down without me noticing from 6 seconds down to 3.2 seconds. So still plenty of laps for that gap to go down even more for Scotty to potentially get a podium. So Either way, it could go either way. But what a race we've had so far. A few penalties from the drivers. Lots of battling, obviously up and down the grid at the start. We're still seeing... Is it GCC? No, wait. It's GCC, or is it El Stefano? No, so it's Frenzy. Oh! And there goes Chubb. Chubb is out of the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. No safety car. Oh, that looked a little bit nasty there for Chubb. Did he catch it? Did he catch any of the curb on the exit of one of the Lesmos? Little ass kicker closing in on El Stefano. Scotty 1.9 now to Epic. Scotty looking to get or try and get this final podium. Little ass kicker's made the move on El Stefano. Frenzy and Mrs. Carl will come to a battle as well. So Mrs. Carl looking to get the last spot. Frenzy picks himself up a 5-second time penalty speeding in the pit lane and retires from the race. So Mrs. Carl does get P10, A-Res up to P11, but Scotty is closing in now. GCC is on the rear of Cam as well. And I think, yep, GCC's closed that gap to Cam. With 2 laps to go, Scotty is closing. Scotty's closing in on that gap to Epic. GCC gets the move done on Cam. So that puts GCC up to P6. 10-second lead. Lattice has got on Johnny. Scotty now within DRS of Epic. So it's gonna come down to this as we come down straight to Parabolica. Cam picks himself up another penalty. I think GCC picked himself up one as well. Cam's out of the race. Cam crashed at Ascari. Johnny's looking to make a move on Epic through the first chicane. But Epic still keeping that door closed. Scotty's looking to go around the inside to the outside of Epic. Oh! Nicely controlled Scotty. A little bit of contact between Scotty and Epic, but it didn't cost Scotty. Might cost Scotty a little bit of time, but cleverly and completely controlled by Scotty there. But let's just jump to the top. And Lattice breaks that streak of Johnny and wins at Monza. King of Monza now for Lattice. Johnny in second place. So Lattice does take the win streak from Johnny. Epic P3, Johnny Scotty P4. Freddie will come over the line in P5. GCC P6. The last kicker P7. El Stefano P8. Mrs. Cole P9. And bringing in the final point will be Ares. So then, here's your winner of round 9. Lattice in P1, Johnny Stokes P2, Epic P3, Scotty P4, Freddie P5, GCC P6, Let's Kicker P7, El Stefano P8, Mrs. Cole P9, Ares P10, and we did lose Cam, Frenzy, Chubb, and Cherry. But what a race we had for tonight in RPR. But join me next time for another round of RPR. But I will say this to everybody that's watched and to everybody that's enjoyed the race and the comms, just want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And until next time, guys, I'm your commentator, Oro Caro. Good night.